Hey, what up, buddy? Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Bum, bum. So before I make a joke, have I seen the B&E list? I have. I have. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk. We're gonna chat. Seen it as an interesting phase. Oh yes, talking about the B&E. I'm sure this would be a riveting discussion. You know, buddy. I bet I have some interesting things to say. Tamron Tam Cardwell getting blood from a stump. The reason I'm so full disclosure, right? Like we're here, we're chatting, we're hanging out, and it feels like everybody's losing their mind over the past 2 months. There haven't been any bans, and I just want to talk about it. I just want to talk about it. It's easy. It's simple. What MHA sets are still standard? League of Villains on up. So sets 1, 2, and 3 have rotated. Set 4 forward. It was all legal. Hey team, as a control player, I must say just get better at the game. If you don't like nothing is getting banned, don't be a baby. Whoa, Kobadi, I'm not allowed to read your statement out loud. I get clipped and canceled. What the hell? What the hell? Damn, I need to buy new. I haven't bought any UVS since MHA set 1 and 2. Despite the conversation we're going to have today, I think the game is pretty fun outside of the, like, 0.5% at the very tip top of the game. There's a lot of the game that is not fun. Damn, I didn't think my take was that controversial. I'll say it, don't clip it. Let's be real, one major event is just like a really mean thing to say about other parts of the country. Or other parts of the world, sorry. I still like Retro Team Keep 2 for the win. Yeah, Retro Retro Tim is dope. Is one of my favorite decks of all time. I also think people just want to auto ban things they don't like, which is annoying sometimes. Look, I mean, spotted the Hanji main. Funny. I think my in my defense, I think Nine Titans should die. I mean, I'm in. I don't know. I think Nine Titans giving you 12 extra health is actually okay. It is when it does more than that is a little tough to defend. My hot take: rotate AOT early, and the meta is sick. Interesting. Just all of AOT 3? You just like want to kill 3 full sets of cards? Even the cool cards that exist out of AOT? Even the cool ones? You just like don't want to play with those anymore? Nah, then it's just Deku 6 Head and Shoulders. Well, I think we're probably already there if we're gonna keep it a buck. I think it's probably already happening. I think that Hanj Deku is 50-50. Interesting. I'm not of that belief, but I'm here for it. I am here for that. Just a rata sort of clarification, and also to catch what wasn't mentioned last time. What? What does that mean? Just my guess. And you think Deku or Hanji's favored? I think Midoriya is absolutely favored. I think Midoriya is absolutely favored. I was considering running Deku in Atlanta, but I did a few reps with that character, and he's just so mad boring to pilot. I can fully agree with him being boring if you don't appreciate the gameplay loop that he presents. I get it. I get it. Fully understand. I wanted him errata so I could play Rodan instead, but here we are, and I get to be as cringy, be cringe, as Tam would say. As long as you know it. As long as you know it. They didn't have to make his mirrors so miserable. That's true. That's true. I'm either going to play Rodan or Deku. I guess with no ban, I'm going to play Deku. I mean... I'm going through and I'm making a list of all the things that people have complained about to be banned. I think I might just stop when I get to Midoriya, though. I'm just here excited for Guilty Gear. Yeah. AOT Attack on Titan feels cool, but it's too strong and not fun enough for me to ever consider using anything except for like 2 to 3 characters from each set. Risky Encounter unbanned. Another gamer. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. That's the kind of shit that I'm looking for. Let's go. That's sick. I'm here for it. That's where it's at. Look, I'll say the next level of this tall to ride after the top 2 or 3 decks is way more open. So ignoring the top 2 to 4 decks, the game is really fun. That's interesting. I guess like Risky looking kind of bad when you both have 4 foundations. I'm just saying. Maybe it's time for it to come back. Maybe it's time. Dude, I missed a spot shaving, and I feel it. It's right on my chin. Right here. Guilty Gear's gonna be sick. I mean, we hope so. We can only hope. I want Guilty Gear so bad. I love that you guys want Guilty Gear. It's so sick. It's very cool. I'll wait about 2 more minutes, and then I'm gonna jump fully into my conversation about ban list, and I get some thoughts. Let people come in and get their feet wet. Justin, if you're still here, what time are we on for tonight? How much time do I got? Because I do have to close down this stream and then start the stream over on a different YouTube channel. Uh, 7 p.m. CST because I need a hair more time. Okay, so I've got fucking 2 hours to sit here and talk about the ban list. I did not expect to have that much time, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. I like the backup pile. Glad it adds another dimension to gameplay. Now we just need a more pseudo reversal like Street Fighter. Me and another gamer. We're on the same idea. The same wavelength, for sure, for sure. Look at all these goddamn Attack on Titan cards. Yeah, if we have more reversals, it would be interesting with the DR backups. Yeah, maybe. Though I'd okay if we are getting more degen, if we're just getting more degen to fix the current design, or for fix the current degen. I mean, there's the question, right? We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I promise. Let me triple check and make sure I haven't lost. Is there anything crazy? I don't think there's anything from MHA backwards. I know it's funny that the meme is like Godzilla forward ruined the game or whatnot. I'm just double checking and making sure that is indeed true. To be honest with how I play this game at this point, I enjoy retro a lot because I feel like the card design was really creative and unique. Speak to that, Styman. Speak to that. There you are. I knew I missed somebody. I would have been called an apologist if I didn't put her on this list. Hacker for backups would be my favorite card printed since the Attack on Titan 1. Interesting. I think more backup hate would help too. Like a hacker for backups would help a lot. IMO. My guy. My guy. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. I just... Yo, no sleeve scrub. Yo, what up? How's it going, buddy? Losing my mind over here. Hacker is miserable. You literally have 20 cards in your deck to deal with backups. Like, are you just not playing attack cards, guys? Like, you're just not attacking them? Like, there's 2 decks that say that you can't attack specific backups. Number 1 is Zeke, which is very good. Number 2 is Hanj 1, which is very good. The only good backup decks right now, like the only really, really potent backup decks right now, say that you can't attack their backups. The reason that these Turtle secret rares are so good is because it's difficult to attack them, but you're still allowed to attack them. Yes. When I kill all the backups and they're at full and I have 3 attacks in my deck, now I can win. Then cycle. Then cycle. I don't know what to tell you. Like play the longer game. Crazy. You need to talk to me right now? Okay. Give me 1 second, chat. I'll be back. Put this on. I'm gonna do this. My mic is on. I clicked the wrong button.
Jack can hear me talking.
The whole time?
The whole time. Jack can hear me talking bad about you.
What up? We're back. Okay. Sorry, I'm back. I'm here. I missed a bunch. Yeah. Oh no, go buddy. You calling me out like that? That's crazy. To be fair, you can attack backups in Z. You just don't get any momentum from when he blows up. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna start. I'm done looking at cards. I'm gonna go look and see what my ban list looks like. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna click this. And then I'm gonna click the record button and say, yo, what up? How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Tam, and today we have been given a ban and errata update for the card game Universes. A lot of people in the game, in the community, in my Twitch and YouTube chat have been talking about how much they want to see some pretty massive changes over the for the format. And so let's look at what the format actually is. I do this. We'll bring this down just a little bit. That's where it's at. We'll transition. Easy enough. Whoops. Let me take this off. We can get rid of that. Ban and errata update 9/3/2025. UVS Games Design Team. There are no changes to the ban list this month, period. We are in the heart of the regional season and newly released TMNT booster set. Fresh results have come in from the exciting regionals in Spain and Australia, plus the Toronto regional around the corner. We are gathering lots of data on the developing post-TMNT metagame. We will continue to keep a close eye on some of the high-performing decks of the last few regionals, and while some things are on the rise, nothing yet has reached the level we look for to take action. We look forward to seeing all the innovation on display in Toronto and beyond. And beyond. And then they got an errata. These four all say that instead of it's cards an asset, it's an asset in addition to its other types. And then the last one is like fixing how this card works, of like the timing. It's not after you use the stun ability, freeze a foundation stun by that ability. After I have a commit to one or more foundations to this deck stun ability, freeze one of them. So it just like lets the card work a little better. So with that, I now get to ask, are you happy with this ban list? Yes, no, meh. Would love a poll. If you're over on Twitch, you can type 1s, 2s, and 3s. And I guess I could set up a poll over on YouTube. I believe I can do that. Let me try. Maybe. Let me try. Start a poll. Are you happy with this ban list? Yes, no, meh. Start poll. YouTube, you also have a poll. Well, let me know. So here's the deal. Here's what I think is the big deal. People just want some pretty swingy changes and ideas. They want things to move. They really, really do. They want things to really change and move. And so I think that this ban list was going to happen. That this ban list was going to be the thing that happened. Weird that it did put my things in, whatever. They just wanted something to happen because they feel that the game is getting stale and they're not liking the high top end of competitive play, which I think is fair. I think it is fair for you to want something to move and change off of the ban list. I just didn't expect it to happen, and I don't think that there is a singular tier 0 deck that it exists in the format. I just don't think that there is one. I don't think that there is one deck that is going to outshine every other deck. And if there is, people aren't playing it. We just had 2 regionals where we had 2 separate winners. And when I take and I look at the data from it, I can actually go, I have this saved. Let me go double check. It looks like I don't have it saved. I could have swore. Is this? No, this is not correct. There it is. Okay. When I take and I come back here and I look at the last 2 regionals, our top 8 for the last 2 regionals, middle screen bottom right. Let's go ahead and click this here. Our top 8 are 8 uniquely different decks. And then from here, our top 8 is we have 3 Godzillas, which didn't show up in top 8 at all here, right? There's one at 9th. Congratulations to Joshua Miller. Did not show up in top 8 at all here, but Midoriya ended up taking this one down, and Reiner Braun out of nowhere ended up taking this one down. Like, and then I look like, let's look at top 16, right? Let's look at the rest, right? We had a Godzilla here. We had a Mimic here, which we had 1 in Top Cuts. Here's where Midoriya ended, who won the last regional. We'll put them in this order, right? Like this top 16 looks good and diverse, right? Like, this is a good, diverse top 16. Like, this is crazy. There are how many characters? 3 characters that overlap here. We've got Hawks. And then we've got Mimic. Besides that, everybody else are uniques. Let's look at top 16 here. Obviously, Godzilla gets to be... What he did? Godzilla gets to be our outlier because 1, 2, 3 Godzillas. And then inside of top 16, we've got 2 Zeeks. And then that's it. Oh, 2 Midoriyas. 1 in 1st, 1 in 16th. And so, like, when I take and I look at the high-end competitive level of how they adjust things, I think that at the high end, the game is very diverse. I think that there are a lot of ideas happening that are unique and interesting. Does diversity mean good and fun? That's to be deciphered, right? There's 2 Ghidorahs here. Oh, there are 2 Ghidorahs here. Yep, 9th and 13th. You're totally right. Thank you. Does diverse mean good? That's to be deciphered. That is a question that we get to ask. Here, I think, is the bigger issue with the ban list. And this puts me into a conversation about universes as a whole. Is I think people aren't very excited to play the game locally right now. I can tell you, my locals died. Me, Tamara Cardwell, biggest content creator in the game, my locals died. Full disclosure, I didn't do a ton to help grow the locals, right? I don't work at the store that is hosting it and getting the thing. But my locals died. Webcam Wednesday died. I think that the issue is right now, even at the more casual level, the game is either boring and samey, or you start playing these really high-level decks, and then it's very hard for the non-high-level decks to come in and compete. But then that pushes me back to, like, well, if that's true, and we look at what happened in the OCE, let's go back to bottom right here. Reiner Braun was on nobody's bingo card. Hawks existed on bingo cards, but surprised that he was the most represented character. Raph was not on bingo cards. Aaron, Humanity's Hope, was not on bingo cards. And so when we take and we look at, like, Mimic was on there because any deck that can pick up Unyielding over and over again is very good. Byaku has been meta-relevant forever and ever. Like, when I look at what happened over this past weekend, it's telling me that the high level, there is diversity. But is that fun? Are the individual games, when you take and you look back at the big picture, are the games that you're playing individually fun and exciting? Is deck building fun and exciting? It's tough. And so there's my real question to you is, with this lack of ban and errata update, are the games people are playing, are they fun? And it's super subjective. It's super, super subjective. And I think that my issue is that I'm just so confused why you keep doing this. I think my issue is that at the moment, I'm not having fun with the game casually. I'm not having the fun with the game competitively. Turtles is my dream IP, and there's one turtle character that I want to play. It's just Donatello. I like playing this guy, this one guy. I'm not really enjoying playing anybody else or playing with the cards from inside of the set, which means that for the next 3 months, since Turtles start to Turtles end, I'm kind of in this like purgatory of like I don't get to play with the new toys. I get to play with the old toys, and the old toys I've already played with. Right? That's the point of collectible card games, is you get to update and have patches and keep moving, so on and so forth. It's tough. I will now be taking questions from the audience, such as Snuggy. He said, well then, Tam, how do you think you could make it fun, or what UVS could do to make it fun for you? It's a great question. That's a great question. That's a great question. What could I do to make it fun? In order for me to make it fun, I'd have to have... I'm a big stakes person, and so like I want to play in like weekly tournaments all the time, right? I miss playing at webcam events. I just can't be the one to host them, which I'm pretty sure that Martin Emery and Undefeated Locals is trying to start up Webcam Wednesday again. Maybe there's some room there to play some games, but I want that cookie and I want to play competitively. But my issue is I can't imagine myself like doing an Iron Man again. Do you guys remember all the way back like year 1? I did Iron Mans for all the characters inside of the set. I would do like this crazy like I've got 24 hours to win a match with every character from MHA1. And there's a lot of characters. I can't imagine doing that with TMNT and like enjoying myself. Right? Like even if I just like keep it to even if I just keep it to, thank you Vapor Gecko for the follow, appreciate that. Even if I just keep it to like what it is, like the cards that are being printed don't look enticing to me as a player, and the deck building screen does not look exciting for me as a player, and so I'm just gonna go move to whatever, right? Like give us Splinter and Shredder and Casey Jones after Guilty Gear release. Give us more of the cast of characters over time. That's not going to happen, Daniel. I think that ship has sailed. The ship is sailed. There will be no Shredder. There will be no Casey. Do not hold your breath. It won't happen. Unless it's like literally a year later with like a Gen Con promo type idea, it will happen, right? I know I don't. I was just finding my comment above. Sorry, Daniel. I didn't read that one. So, I think it's just so okay. I wish I could bring up comments. I can actually, can I pop this out? Can I pop you out? No. Edit your stream title description. No, I can't pop out this chat. All right, Brian, Billy Cranston from over on YouTube says, I've had this conversation at our store, and I've said this, and I mean it. I think Critical Role and TMNT are good balanced set, and they feel like older UFS sets. The problem is the AOT stuff. I actually agree with you. I agree with you. I'm down. My issue is that I'm not feeling inspired to make things with the Critical Role and the TMNT sets. And whether that's because AOT exists or not doesn't matter, because of like there's just zero chance that the company will take and kill 3 full boxes of product. They just won't do it. Like imagine what you're gonna tell to your distributors and the stores that still have Attack on Titan boxes. If you just look at them and go, those are now rotated halfway through the year, they were too good, all of them are gone. It just like, it doesn't, that can't happen. It just can't happen. And so like there's like, and so from there you say, okay, they're getting on track, they're figuring out like where what feels good. That does not help me with my feelings right now. Not when the market is so flooded with other games. Like, so many games. Tough. I feel like it's a back and forth rapid execution and not great on the planning side. Ah, yeah, who said this? It was... I think a huge part of it is that this year there's wildly different design philosophy each release. Totally agree as well, right? The difference between Girl Power into Attack on Titan 1, into Attack on Titan 2, into Hex, into AOT 3, into TMNT has been very swingy, very different, right? And to the point where Attack on Titan had some pretty big... should we start tagging our name in the comments for you, Tam? Daniel, maybe. It's just like, it's swingy, and it's tough to sell somebody on the game right now. Like, I don't know that I can recommend you jumping into universes right now and like having a good time. Like, I was talking to somebody about like, what does the pipeline of getting somebody into the game look like, right? And depending on like where you enter the pipeline depends on like where you're gonna end up in the pipeline. And sometimes you enter it like, I grab the demo deck, or not the demo deck, the starter deck or the challenger deck, and I leave at playing exclusively the starter deck and the challenger deck. That is not a successfully converted player. That's not. Because what you want a player to do is to buy the lottery tickets that you're selling. You want people to buy the lottery tickets. That's what the packs are in boxes. The lottery tickets. You get 11 scratch offs, and hopefully you know that one of them is supposed to be better than the rest. And like, it's just like, it's not a good place to enter. And so let's pretend somebody enters into the starter deck, challenger deck thing, and they make it all the way up and they're enjoying the game, and they leave at the local level. That is a successful player, right? They're playing at locals. They bought the packs. Eventually, our goal is to get them back in the pipeline, and they go to regional. At this regional, if they have literally zero fun because of the very high end, top end, they'll either jump back and only play at locals, or they'll only play casually, and like, you're losing that player. It is tough. Like, I'm not saying that like this, like let me pull it back. I think at the very top end, I think that the meta right now, the high end meta, Double Mulligan, thank you for the follow, can and will like be fine. I think there will be diversity in the meta. How fun is it to play? That's the real question here. AOT feels too strong, and I'd much rather have enough options available to completely avoid using it, whether or not it's made up of good cards or characters. Part of the problem to me is how deep the problem goes. Did Rodan versus King Ghidorah finals feel before AOT 3 feel good to people? No, and I'm gonna defend Unyielding Destruction and abilities like it over and over again. I think there should be answers to it, but like, I think that it's okay to it's okay to like reset the board in that way. Maybe 4 is too low of a number, right? Maybe you go back to 6, but Maybe just go back to 6, but there's a question. Yeah, I just like when I sit down and I think about what like what really makes up like the core of this game, right? When I sit down and I really think about like the principles of it, it's like everybody should have some sort of way to play everything, and I think that we are in that right now, truthfully, right? I mean, you look at the diversity. I mean, Kai McConville fucking got 7th place with Raphael the Muscle, a character that people were literally gonna quit the game. People I know said out loud, "I'm quitting the game because Raphael is bad," and he got 7th at a 40-person regional with people who were like world-class top 4 at Worlds like events. So like at the high end, you're still allowed to play what you want to play, but the question is the game fun, right? It's just the 4-letter word game that matters to me. Is the game fun? Does the game make sense? Are the rules correct? Right? And again, like, I don't know that there's a singular ban list right now that makes the game more fun. Right? Like, I don't know I made a list of 12 cards, middle screen bottom right. I made a list of 12 cards that I think easily could like leave and like the game would probably be more fun, but then there's a power vacuum. Like, you get rid of this, Devil Jin's gonna go crazy. Devil Jin's just gonna kill you. What do you do about Devil Jin? Do you get rid of Devil Jin as well? Okay, well now there's 13 cards gone, right? Like, it's just and you ready? This is a list that I quickly scrolled through and I picked of like, oh, people have complained about these ones. You have your own personal one. I'm sure there's somebody right now typing, "Why is an X card on your list?" If I caught you, you were doing it, and so like, it is just it's tough, and I think that I think that it is people will complain no matter what. Shrug. I'll be over here making my Caduceus deck. Love that. I just my issue with the game right now is not the fact that we didn't get a ban list. It's the fact that like I'm just not having fun playing. Which I've seen so many, like I popped in the Let's Talk UVS Discord and people were being like I'm gonna quit from this. I'm not gonna play. David, jokingly I'm sure, threatened, "Hey, if anybody on the team, Let's Talk UVS teams, plays Unyielding Destruction, you're off the team." That is what, like, Let's Talk UVS Discord being toxic. Never. I don't think the Discord is toxic. I think the Discord has highly, like, they have passionate people wanting to talk and chat about the game, which is okay and good. Like, they should totally do it. I think that like, I think that it matters, but I just like don't. Again, there's not a ban list that I think that could get me out of how I'm feeling about the game right now, which sucks. Which does not feel very good. No, I thought Tam made his own personal list of what he wanted touched. This is not what I want touched. This is what people have complained about that I very quickly put together in a list while live. So in the last 45 minutes, I just like scrolled through it and went, this one, and then clicked stuff. I just clicked these cards. These cards are all cards that I've heard of being like, there it is. My current view towards Standard has been more aggressive since AOT 1. That's because I was excited to get new stuff for a character, and then was disappointed that nothing new will be available. Again, another one of the principles of the game being that every set matters, AOT1 just like breaks that principle, right? So the answer is obvious, Tam. Retro. I would agree with you if UVS games themselves, they care way less about retro and you having fun in retro than they do about you having fun in standard on every all the way down, right? Part of it is that people want to find combos that ruin people's fun, and they kept jamming them until they stopped having fun. Interesting, Mr. Final Max. Part of it is that people wanted to find combos that ruin people's fun. So my question for you there, like let's flip it on its head, is it okay to this feels a little blamey of just being like, people are allowed to play the cards that exist in the game, right? Like they're just allowed to play the cards that exist. They're just paints to be painted with. And if you want to like rule 0 or whatever, and be, like I've seen this so many times of like, I'm having fun at locals because I'm ignoring XYZ set, right? It's just, it feels a little blamey of just being like, I'm playing a 1v1 game. Even if I take the word competitive out of it, right? Let me say this. I'm playing a 1v1 with somebody else where there is a winner and there's a loser. Somebody wins the game, somebody loses the game. It's not possible to tie in our game. It doesn't happen. Not if there's like no clock. Somebody will lose. And being like, the cards that you played and the way that you played were too good. They were too good. You took the fun away from me. It's not the player. It's never the player. It's not the player. It just can't be the player. The player are only using the things that exist inside the game. If you, and I'm gonna say your name again to slightly call you out, Mr. Final Max. If you take and have somebody who writes on a Sharpie and changes the words of the card, and then it's not fun, yeah, that's the player. But they didn't make the game, you know? UVS did. Which is where, again, the only impact that UVS has is they either ban and errata things, which is what happened today, or they have the ability to ban and errata things, which they announced today they did nothing, or they patch the game by releasing another, they patch the game with B&Es, or they update the game with more DLC. That's the only way that they get to mess with stuff, because it's a physical card game. We don't have enough people, but I'd say it would be cool to restrict cards from tourneys. That is what Rochester CCG does already with Rochester Retro. This is where it is, right? I see 2 issues. TMNT was a mess set at best, so nothing new is being explored widely. And 2, we're 4 months from rotation. People feel the stale on the cards and are just waiting for rotation. JMS Piers. I think so. My issue with that is, what time is it? It's like 6 o'clock. Okay. My issue with that is, I think that in a vacuum, TMNT is a good set. It's just not exciting. It's not that it was a mess set. I think it's a good set. It's just like not an exciting set for people to play. I actually think like there's just, it's not fun exploring what's happening inside of the TMNT set, which sucks, right? What if they went back to the old method of standard rotation that every 4 months something leaves? Eh. I understand that people will play. Sorry, this is from Mr. Final Max, and I called him out directly, so I want to give him a chance to defend himself. Themselves. I don't want to assume because your username has the word Mr. in it. I understand people will play the cards that exist, but sometimes people just jump onto cards and combos to break games. Yeah, totally, and that's how they have fun doing it, right? Like that's how they have fun playing it, right? Breaking games is fun for some people, but that fun is finite. I totally agree. I totally agree. I mean, it's why I like the way that the top 8 draft works with me and Barlow. Is we start at the top end, and then we start at the top end of like highly competitive stuff, and as the format as we over the next 3 months or whatever, we explore what the rest down the line looks like. We just get to explore a bit, which is cool. I like that, right? But those first couple weeks, shit's gonna be popping off. It's gonna be crazy. We had a TMNT only locals, and the gameplay was honestly just boring. It didn't do much creatively. I think that there's some diamonds in the rough there, but I think overall, I think I can agree with you, Uncle Tony. I think that's fair. I love that Andrew Holder jumps in my chat and then everybody's nervous to type. Andrew Holder pops in and then it's over. Jam does stuff. I think they should have banned something, or at least like a card or two. Even games like Rivals of Street Fighter will lightly touch characters even when not broken. So it's interesting, Jam. Whenever errata just doesn't exist on most cards, and so lightly touch stuff, like isn't applicable to card games, and so like when you ban something, like it makes a huge wave in the game, right? I was reading old chat, but how long are we going to keep saying next year's the year for sure are UVS games? So I know that I'm at the end of my rope for it, right? The idea that next year's the year. This was my year for the game to be the best that it's ever been. Like this was it. This was my final straw of like, yo, regionals are going to be cracked and the game's better than ever and blah blah blah. And it just hasn't been that, right? That does get away from the idea of like this ban errata slightly, but like people are just feeling it. People are truthfully feeling it of just like the game is like tough. Rostos says, I think some of the sentiment is probably that deep down in our heart of hearts, we know that some of these issue cards are going to be dealt with at some point, and we're just prolonging the inevitable. That's an interesting take. It's hard to imagine something like Unyielding or Sweeping Daggers just staying as long as is for the next 2 years or whatever. Interesting. Light touch stuff in terms of ban a chaos card or a death card. Jam, can you give me an example? Can you give me one card from each of those symbols that you would ban? Just to mix things up in a relevant way. I actually really like Raf's kit. I'm trying it out with Mirko too. That's tight. Yo, I bet Enough Talk Mirko 2 sounds sick. And now you have Riftbound and Flesh and Blood, so you will abandon us. Maybe it was strategic. I didn't say that. I'm not abandoning you. I will be playing and creating universes content forever and ever and ever. I love this game with all of my heart. I do. But do not agree with some of the decisions that the people in charge of the company make. And it makes it tough for me to enjoy and love the game, you know? I think if it's just our team, but this is the most I've heard people talk about picking up secondary games ever. 100%. 100%. And the market is flooded. Market is flooded with other games. So many other games. There are so many other games to be played, and not just the 2 games that I'm making, right? Like, there are so many games to be played right now, it's tough because the overall system of universes, drawing X cards, having character cards, making control checks, attack zones, the card pool, committing foundations having abilities, block zones, speed, damage, like all of that is so sick. It's so good. It's like it's just the best card game system in the world. But there's just like so many small cuts, and there's so much grinding and wearing down. There's only so long that I can wear rose-colored glasses, you know? Determine advance, walk the dog, sweeping. I'll take literally one of these just to see what happens. Okay, let's take a peek. Breakdown card type here. Oh, close Excel. I'm so sorry. I have to do this. All right. To make my point, to make your point, let's break it down by card type. Here is card type attack. For the last event, for the OCE event, Control F, sweeping. We actually should take and I wish I could short. Okay. Where is he? Let's come back. Jam. I have looked up the stats for how many I've looked at the stats for how many sweeping daggers were registered for the OCE regional. And the answer is, drumroll please, 12. There were 12 total. 3 decks had a full four suit. 3 decks. That was the most. The most represented attack inside of the regional was Titancliff with 30. 30. 3-0. More than twice the amount of sweeping daggers. Let's look at the other ones. Control F, walk the dog. Walk the dog had 15. Okay. And then we said, what was the last one? Determined advance. Determined advance had 14. Okay. So from here, my question is you didn't pick the most represented card. The most represented card was Titancliff. Do you think Titancliff is making such a big splash that we should like that one's so unfair? We should get rid of Titancliff. Titancliff. Discard 3, draw 3, ban Titancliff. I guess. I mean, guys. I mean, there it is. I guess we get rid of Titancliff. Let's go back and look at. I'm sure that I can find. We do this. Come here. We go up. Let's close you. Replacing existing file. That's fine. And then open with Google Sheets. Okay, you ready? Now this is funny. This is funny. Sweeping daggers at the Spain regional. There were 23 of those. Walk the dog, there were 19. Determined advance, there were 12s. And then once again, the most represented card was Titancliff. All right, let's get rid of it. Let's just get rid of it because it was the most played card. Here's my question for you. If Titancliff was the most played card, how many people are playing Stop Your Draw cards? How many copies of how many copies of what's the name of this foundation? It's an AOT card. Keeping Alert. After your rival plays it, a non-character ability that draws any number of cards, cancel it. Period. At a flip cost, 2/5 flip. Right. I picked those because they may or not matter big picture, just something. So here's my thing, Jam, is like, why are you like why press buttons that don't need to be pressed, right? Like, do something that's relevant with the ban list, you know? Keeping Alert 8 it for Titancliff? What do you mean? It stops that card. It stops that card from getting the hand filter. It's just exhibit G for filled with doubt targets? What do you mean? It's just exhibit G for filled with doubt targets. So you're saying like you just finally free is the reason Titancliff is good right now. Sure. So because of the build and get momentum, that card's good. I don't know, man. I think not having an attack hand and then drawing a fresh set of attacks is the thing that I kill people more with Titancliff than building in the foundation, right? Yes, it's determined advance that can filter draw for Godzilla. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, my thing is that Mimic doesn't care about the build to 6. Like, it's fine. The build to 6 is good, right? It's +1 or whatever. But like, Mimic wants to draw a hand of attacks and filter, and that's why Mimic was playing that card in the list that they could. Under both symbols that Mimic was like represented. And so like yeah, we're talking about specifically for Godzilla, yeah, the bonus momentum is good, but like in Mimic, redrawing your hand is where it's at to like draw more attack cards. Now keeping alert matters. And what I'm saying is are people playing answers to the degenerate things? Is it worth packing these answers, so on and so forth? It's just like we're getting really granular. Like, we're getting really small and focusing on a singular card. But like, I don't think if you get rid of Titancliff, the format changes. I just don't think it's true. Sure, my point is I don't think draw cancel is worth it. I mean, so here's so maybe ready? Keeping alert isn't the right call, right? Isn't the idea, right? It's my point being, okay, so Jam says, why not? I gotta scroll back up. You guys are going too fast. I love it. Why not? Any ban is relevant. You can also just unban it next time. That shows incompetence in you understanding how the game works. Just randomly moving the needle does not make the game more healthy, right? The goal is that UVS Games is a toy company. They make toys for us to play games with. That's just what it is, right? That's what trading card games are, is they're toys. And so taking and saying, hey, for the next month, you're not allowed to play with this specific toy. Like, why did I buy your toy then if I'm not allowed to play with it? Like, why am I not allowed to play with it? Right? That just like doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm gonna move on though. I'm gonna move on from Jam. Sorry, I appreciate you being in the conversation. Certain cards are sticking people's minds for. Okay, huge problem with 3 sets. Yeah. Zooming out, UVS has been about finding the generate things since at least when I started. That's every card game. Are the newest versions of these play patterns less fun to play against than in the past? Sure. Yeah. Tabletop Tinker, I think yes and no. It just depends. There's certainly more answers, but there's more problems, and so you have to figure it out. But you have a lot of attacks that feel absolutely insane if they resolve, and a blue card you need to see is just if you don't want their text to sure, that's fair. Yeah. I mean, so that but you have a lot of attacks that feel absolutely insane if they resolve. So there just needs to be more defensive options. There just needs to be more disruption, but then like the onus now is on, but now the onus is on like I think meaningful defense and disruption is like what matters. But like nothing out of the hold on, I don't want to say the word nothing. Let me go look at the TMNT set. Let me go look at it. Because I don't know that the TMNT defense and disruption is like hyper relevant, right? There's some pretty decent like try and kill you cards, but like things like I guess there are pieces like don't use that word that are pretty good for disruption. Like you lose a keyword ability. Unarmed combatant is pretty good. Man, all of these cards look exactly the same. Holy cow. I might be missing some more, but like I think that there is code edits. Code edits is huge, right? Good call. Like there are like I don't know if there's like it doesn't feel like there's a ton of pieces to stop what's going on. But at the same time, like you have to have like there needs to be enough interaction that it feels like you're playing a game with somebody, but not so much interaction, but it feels like you are stopping someone from playing the game. Right? Okay, I have to catch back up because you guys are going so fast. God, no, not more defensive options. We need to actually revisit the same universe a couple of times over the course of the year so we can actually evolve archetypes. Titans matter, shifts matter, and backups are huge because there are 3 sets of support for them. So here's my hot take, and this is me. I'm not a designer. I'm not saying that I'm good at design. Let me pull this out here. I had the epiphany the other day. It is crazy to me that you printed a thing called a rage counter and you didn't give it to Raphael. You have, and he has a symbol with both Grog and Yasha. You didn't give it to Raph. Inside of the movie that we are pulling this main set from, we've got Bebop and Rocksteady, who Tam, hold on, I have to address this. Tam, quote, I'm better at designing than J-Ray, end quote. Well, J-Ray didn't design this set, Matt Smith did. So that's obviously a joke. Please. There could have been a through line where Raph was spinning rage counters accumulating and spinning rage counters in a different way, and now feels cool to do this. Bebop in the same idea, or Rocksteady in the same idea. Let them be rage counter guys, and then move on, right? But instead, we decided to go with a different way, and it feels like all of these cards are like in their own sphere, then like not being used. And then that is once again back to I'm not feeling inspired deck building with these characters. I've made one deck that I like out of Turtles, and that sucks because I used to build everything. I haven't built every Turtles character. How Rocksteady could have used horn counters? Hilarious. All right, it got me there. But like, that's my point, right? Somebody all the way at the very tip top said that like it really felt like the designs of sets were very disjointed, and I agree. I think the designs do feel very disjointed, and we've had some disjointed ideas when it comes to like symbol identity in the past. Like in this set, we're gonna focus on the void symbol doing this thing, or this set, the void symbol being this thing. And it feels like that doesn't exist. It very much existed inside of Attack on Titan, of like, it felt like these symbols all want to do these specific things, although some I thought were more flushed out and obvious than others. But it felt like it was there. Maybe it was doing too much, I don't know. But it felt like it was there. I just... Ciara was like that too. I don't know. It's just, it's very obvious that things are being made and designed by different people, and I wish that the team would come together and make a cool idea with somebody in the lead, rather than like it feels like yes. So I care about two things. You ready? I care about two things. I care about one. The cards that I play are representative of the world. There are so many games, and I'm gonna call it out. There are so many games like One Piece that I play I tap my card. One Piece, Dragon Ball, Bandai games. I tap one red energy and I play a card, and it looks at the top 5 cards for a specific character archetype on a card, printed card, and it adds it to my hand. And there's one of those for fucking every color of every whatever, right? Like those, they're just all over the place. That might be hyperbole. I haven't played those games in a very, 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 very long time. I don't want that for universes, obviously. I don't think I have that for universes. That's not where it's at. But I think that there is a world where you could take and have the world and the theme of the universe slot into what you want for the game. And it feels really good to mix and match the universes, and I feel like Turtles didn't get there. And that also could be we had 3 sets of Attack on Titan, and so now when we look at the other 6 symbols that exist, plus 2 AOT symbols, you're not going to get that mixing. It doesn't feel good. It feels like there's one set of cards you're allowed to play with. And my answer to that is, yeah, dude, that sucks. That does not make it like having an excuse or having a reason for this does not make me feel any better about it happening. And again, you're a toy company. I don't feel good about playing with the toys. Just wait. You can play with them later. Yeah, but I bought them now. So anyways, ban list. when it comes to we're gonna get back on topic just a little bit. Think about diplomacy, Brad Boimler and Sung Jin Woo just waiting for support that's not going to come because they have their own keywords. Exactly. Yeah. Imagine having a random diplomacy card with whatever, right? It'd be cool. I'm sad we're never going to see reversals again. So the thing about that is like, we did have that TAM. It was called Reciprocal Extend, and it was beautiful. What are you referring to? What did I say that I missed? I missed it. I missed it. Dang. I don't know what I said, Andrew. Shucks. Rip refresh. Synergy pieces for archetypes like searches in One Piece. We had that. It was called Reciprocal Extend. I mean, that's fair. Got me there. Okay. I was trying to find this person. I wanted to mess with them. Okay. Doesn't Fab do that with their sets? High Seas was focused on 3 specific classes, but some other classes got few cards here and there. Imagine if TMNT had a few more Rage / Horn counter cards instead of some of the irrelevant cards that did come out. So this is a that's a funny statement, Andrew. This is the thing that Fab does. They focus on 3 specific classes, and then other classes get support here and there. The issue with that is, I think that is a flaw in the Flesh and Blood system. If I don't, you ready? I don't care about the next box of Flesh and Blood at all. I'm not buying any packs. I'm buying 0 packs. I don't care about any of the classes. I don't really care about the heroes. And so Flesh and Blood, the game that I want to play competitively, has lost a customer for next set. I'm just not buying boxes. There's no reason to. And so like I'll go pick up the singles, the end of set pieces, but I'm not actually doing anything. Right? And so like they didn't sell a box to me. They didn't sell packs to me, which means that like it's not a good product for me as a player, right? They're not giving me toys. At the same time, they're giving toys to plenty of other people. There are so many other people that have tons and tons of toys that they get to go and play with. People are excited for Tough Nut and Pallades and the 14th fucking KO. And I'm excited for them to have that stuff. But they didn't sell me on a thing. I don't want universes to be that. I don't think that they should do that. I think that there is a world, because we've had it in the past, that we can make things for all 12 symbols. They can make things for all 12 symbols. They've done it. They literally have 10 years of doing it. They just do it. Yeah, I got to skip TMNT because Life Order didn't exist. It was tight. Correct. You get to pick up singles, right? I should have skipped it. A lot of people feel that way, which means that it was a failed set. I can tell you, I got a singular case, and then I haven't touched any other cards. I just haven't. I haven't touched anything. Imagine if Sung Jin Woo was just a weapon tribal character that didn't have to play random ass XP cards that we just won't get new ones of. Imagine the Critical Role set, which is based on the hit game Dungeons and Dragons, or even, to take away a proper noun, tabletop RPGs, had a level up XP mechanic built inside of it that worked with the cool Sung Jin Woo cards. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. I'm just saying, that would be crazy. That would be nuts. Would be silly. At the same time, I'm not a designer. I would be bad at designing. I'd be bad. I'm not here to design. I'm living in a crazy world of what if. Maybe it could, maybe it couldn't. Maybe they tried it. Maybe they tried it and were like, this shit doesn't make any fucking sense. We can't figure out how to make it work. Hey, you got an AOT alt with soul leveling art for backups. Be happy. Good point. Good point. What time is it? 6:30. Yeah, I got like 15 more minutes, chat, and then I gotta end stream and then go live again, but over on the other YouTube channel. Tam, stand up. I want to see your shirt. Yeah, man. It's just Spider-Man. It's just Spider-Man. I just hope Guilty Gear is good. From the little I've seen, it looks cool. Time for Daggerheart and UVS to make infinite money for the next 5 years, please. How are Tabletop Tinker? I don't want to be a buzzkill. How are those two things related outside of more Critical Role sets? I will say I'm still having a lot of fun with the game. That's probably because I've only been playing for 2 years, so I'm not a jaded old man yet. Look, let me pull it back, right? Again, I think this I think the system. Do we need more? Listen, I like tabletop a lot. I like Critical Role a lot. Like a lot. I would be so down for more Critical Role sets. Just make the cards cool and fun to play with. And I just like didn't feel it. I just didn't feel it with TMNT. I kind of felt it with Critical Role. I've never built a Yasha deck. I just haven't done it. Which, sucks. Time for UVS and DC to join voices to bring the versus system into universes. Dude, I want to play Superman so freaking bad. I want to play Superman so bad. I mean, like, it's been approximately an hour and a half of a podcast recently just complaining, and I'm also the game's biggest fan. I write because every problem I have with the game is easily remedied by common sense. That has significantly less to do with the ban list, which I will try to keep on topic, and not just dogpile on the things that I don't like that the company's doing. But, yeah. Look, all I know is they finally beat the snark out of Zahal, so they've killed the unkillable. That's very funny. That's very funny. When I show people the game, they often say, ooh, yuck, screen grabs. So, like, collectibles with new art are, in fact, a gateway drug into playing the game. Take what we get there, I guess. Well, unyielding to me reads like a common sense ban errata. What? Listen, I'm down for unyielding to exist. I'm down for it not to exist. It just, like, it existing just, like, changes the way that you want to play the game. Right? I think we need to take a lesson from Yu-Gi-Oh! And use the ban list as a rotation list. No, that's okay. That's all right, JM Spears. I think we're gonna. We will disagree with this one. I think that's okay. Yeah, and as far as MPE goes, something UVS is incredibly passionate about. Unyielding is like the biggest offender I've ever seen. Can I ask why? Can I ask why you don't like unyielding? Okay. Get more inebriated easy. Good point. Uh, IDK if I would call unyielding itself NBE. So here's the thing about unyielding, is it is so easy to see the highs and lows of this card. It's very, very easy to see the highs and lows of it, right? NPE means negative play experience. NPE means negative play experience. And so, when it comes to unyielding, like one of the worst things that you can do against an unyielding deck is I have 4 foundations, and then we both have 4 foundations. You build 4, and then I play the unyielding and blow up your 4 while I don't lose any. It just resets us back to like 4 foundations. That sucks. Like that's not a fun thing to sit across from. New player said, "Oh, cool! I can defend myself by building a ton of foundations." Oh wait, now you decided I'm unable to do that. I guess my thing about unyielding though is that like you are still allowed to defend yourself. You've got 4 foundations to do it, right? Like you're still allowed to defend yourself. You've got 4 foundations, right? There's like not 4 that you wanted to play. And so you got like here's the thing about unyielding. Unyielding is, if you're playing against unyielding decks, it means that you want to play more high impact cards. You want more bang for your buck on your cards. Unyielding was designed for Tamer Cardinal to stop playing blank 0 diffs in their deck. And you have to play more 3s because like the cards that are on your board matter way more. Like you have to do things with them, right? Like outside of the idea of like abusing unyielding, Andrew said it here, right? Build to 8 while you have 4, right? Like the turns that are like, I have 4, you have, I have 4, you have 8. I unyielding, we both got out of 4. I build to 8. The best thing to do against that is to play your own unyielding and put me back down to 4 and then rebuild, right? Like that's the big question, right? I just have more 0s so I can build them after an unyielding. And that's what I just said. Where is Phil to talk about how Tam ruined universes? I'll wear the badge proud. 0 diffs are dope. 0 diffs are dope, and I was playing them before universes even got a name change. If if Hanj mimic Zeke unyielding me, then they have way more than 4 foundations. So Ross, here's an issue, right? Let's dive into a change that universes could do that would make sense. Deadlock needs to stop being foundations and just needs to be things on your board, including your character. You start the game with 1 thing on your board. Now, when you make relevant Deadlock and you've got 10 backups in your stage, I get to mess you up for it. Obviously, we'd have to actually print relevant Deadlock. Hold on, let's click this button and type in the word Deadlock. There are no deadlock cards inside of TMNT, so there's that. That would be, I mean, there's an issue there for sure. But there it is. Whoa, Iggy came in with a paragraph. I'll say for me as a relatively new player, seeing something like that be played against makes me go, okay, how do I deal with that? I feel like it makes new players think and expand what they're doing. And to be fair, if you play against that new players in a casual setting, kitchen table friendly games, just to stomp them in the ground every game, maybe the issue is less the cards and more the person playing the cards. There is certainly that, but again, we said at the very beginning, there is no you cannot blame the people playing the cards. You have to blame the paints, which are the cards themselves, which brings us all the way back around to there was not a ban in errata for September. Like, it brings us all the way back to the main point. Brings us all the way back around to the main point. I do think this conversation highlights how subjective the definition of NPE. Like, I find playing against Ghidorah Rodan far more of an NPE than Unyielding is. It's true. True. I am not envious of the designers in the slightest, right? But it's also not my job to tell them how to fix their game. It's my job to enjoy the game, not enjoy the game, complain about the game, whatever. And it's their job to figure out how to fix it, right? That's their job. My job is just to play. I'm a player. I play with the toys that they make. They have to make good toys. There's not enough data to make decisions, and the last 3 tournaments results show a healthy meta at the surface level. Andrew, I fully agree. I agree. Bans this game are subjective and feeling based. Yes. 100%. Truly. Fully. Completely. Yes. Yes. It's so hard as a game this small to get relevant data for bans. Yeah. Especially without an online client. To, like, have people go play a bunch of casual games, right? All right, chat. It is 6:40. I have an appointment. I'm playing Riftbound games tonight with Justin Birch. So, I have to end stream, log on to that YouTube account so that I may go live over on youtube.com/TamRiftwell. So, I will be ending stream and I will be back on within the next 7 minutes. So, if you're interested in that, just hang out in the Twitch chat, hang out in the YouTube chat. Just, I guess not in the YouTube chat, as I have 16 people over here. But if you want to, go ahead and check out Tam Riftwell. I'm gonna be playing some games with Justin, and having myself a good old night. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be. I'm gonna get my teeth kicked in again because we're not very good at that game. So with that, final thoughts on the ban list. I'm not surprised. Hilarious. Loaded with 6s is where we ended. I'm not very good with that, and it's gonna be a fun night of playing Riftbound.